Welcome to Primary Science with Miss Devita. In today's video, we're going to talk about forces. F-O-R-C-E-S. Here comes the first question. What is force? To answer this, we can frankly say that a force is a push or a pull, but that's not all. Let's look at this picture. This is a car. And even a stay-still car also exerts a force. And now we're going to talk about the types of forces. There are two types of forces. The first one is contact forces, and the second one is non-contact forces. Let's start with the first group of the types of forces. It's the contact forces. A contact force is any force that requires contact to occur. So if there's no contact, the force will not happen. For example, elastic spring force. This is a force that acts in a direction that will return to its original shape. If we compress or stretch a spring, it will go back to its original form. So this is what we call it, elastic spring force. The next type of contact force is friction. Friction happens when two surfaces rub against each other. And there are two effects of friction. The first one, the friction opposes movement. It slows down a moving object. And friction also stops moving object. Now let's look at the picture. This arrow represents the direction of motion of the ball. So the friction, as it says, as friction opposes movement. So this arrow will represent the friction. Air resistance. This is a type of friction, and we can also call it as a drag. And air resistance also opposes movement, and it slows down a moving object in the air. Now we come to the question. Can we reduce friction or air resistance? The answer is yes. At least there are four ways. The first one is smoothen surface. Look. Person A sliding on the ice and person B sliding on the grass. We may agree that the ice has smaller friction because the ice is smoother than the grass. So the first way to reduce the friction is by smoothening the surface. The second one is by lubrication. Yeah, oiling can reduce the friction. So the gear scale will move smoother. And the next one is adding wheels. Instead of dragging all these boxes, it will be easier for the man to carry all the boxes using the trolley. Why? Because under the trolley, there's the wheels that will reduce the friction. And the next one is streamlining. You might notice this picture is a Shinkansen train in Japan. Look at the design. It has a super streamlined design. Why? Because it has the function to reduce the air resistance so that this train can move fast, really fast. Now we come to the second type of force. These are non-contact forces. A non-contact force is a force which acts on an object without coming physically in contact with it. The famous examples are gravitational force, electrostatic force, and also magnetic force. Let's talk about these forces one by one. The first one is gravity. Gravity, also known as gravitation. In mechanics, the universal force of acting between all matters. This force causes all objects to fall down to the earth. It was Sir Isaac Newton who discovered the laws of gravity and motion. And then the pulling of gravity in an object is called weight. Weight is measured in newtons. In our daily life, we might confuse the terms of weight and mass. So what are these words? Let's have a look at this one by one. Mass is how much matter an object contains. Mass is a constant for a body and does not change with location. And we measure mass in units of kilograms, while weight Weight is the force exerted on a mass by gravity. Weight is not constant. It changes from place to place, and Newton is the unit we use to measure weight. So, once again, mass has nothing to do with the gravity, but weight, it was something to do with the gravity. The next example of non-contact force is magnetic force. This refers to a force exerted by magnets. Either it's a repulsion or an attraction. You may have a look at the picture. Here's the picture of magnets repelling each other. Yeah, without contact, the repulsion happens because this is what we call it non-contact force. The last type of non-contact force that we're going to talk about in this video is the electrostatic force. Look at this picture. Did you know why the hairs of these kids are attached to the balloon? Or this one? Do you know why this piece of papers are attached to the plastic ruler? Yeah, the answer is it's all because of the electrostatic force. It is the attractive or repulsive force between two electrically charged objects, and this force happens without need to be in contact. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!